Oh no, because the angle's all crazy. It's like, hello, hello. Ah! Hey everybody, my name is Sarah K. Regli. Welcome to Sarah K. Connects. And in today's episode, we're gonna be going over an outline of what intentional living works. You know how when you're like in elementary school or junior high school, they will go over the bullet points of how you create an outline for an essay. And so that is what this video is. And you, the watcher, get to fill in the blanks as to what those changes you want to make are. So let's dive into the video. Enough of me chit-chatting and flying my leg around and all that shenanigans. First step is dreaming and having a vision for your life. It seems, now that sounds kind of cute, but it's true. It's true. You have to know, okay, what kind of work do I want to be involved in? What kind of relationship do I want? Do I want to be married? Do I want to have kids? What kind of lifestyle do I want? These are all these daydream questions that only you can answer. Because if you don't have a vision for how you want your life to be, or what kind of work you want to do, or what kind of lifestyle that you want, then you can't do any of these other steps. You have to have that dream. And sometimes dreaming can be the scariest thing because you might fail. And that is a part of the journey of life. But if you don't even dare to dream it, then how are you ever supposed to implement any actions that you can actually build upon, right? Right. The second thing that you have to do is you have to recognize where you are now. It's like whenever you put in, just like any other journey that you go on, whenever you like put in your little, I text, whenever you put in your address for where you're going, you have to know where you're starting now for them to give you directions. So you have to do that as well. That includes all of the wonderful things and all of the things that maybe you don't see as being wonderful, or have maybe you felt to be hindrances in you being on this journey. How much do you make? What's your relationship status? How old are you? Also, area of part, don't just look at logistics like I am married, I make this much money, I do that. Also look at what are your personal strengths and weaknesses. There's a lot of things to consider about where you are now. You have to see yourself honestly and kindly. And when I say kindness, I mean speaking the truth in love. So you want to love yourself, but you don't want to be living in a delusion of what your circumstances are. And being kind with yourself is very important, because if you are self-criticizing, if you are self-loathing and hateful towards yourself, then why are you going to invest energy in taking the steps you need to if you don't even love yourself? And so the next thing you need to do after you address where you currently are in your life, truthfully and in kindness, is see where those giant gaping holes of healing that you need. Physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially. This takes a certain amount of self-awareness. This takes a certain amount of honesty and thinking and praying and really like looking at yourself introspectively. Because I'm gonna tell you what, so much of, I think, the self-improvement space is based off of what I want, how do I get what I want? Oh, what's my lifestyle? How do I get the lifestyle I want? We jump straight from, I want this, how do I get it? And we don't recognize that it's really hard to build a house when you have a broken leg. And you're kind of living in a delusion if you think that that leg doesn't exist. Like everybody watching you trying to build a house is like, yo, this guy's limping, he's not okay, he's quincing from pain. But if you don't address that healing that you have to do, then you are going to be dragging this, you will be hurting yourself along the way if you don't heal properly. We act like it's not okay to need healing. Because we have that expectation of people, we often don't reach for the resources we need. And this is especially true for men, because I feel like for women, we're allowed to be like sad after a breakup, where we need the time, and we're allowed to be like, you know, have that. But for some reason, like, people act like men don't have that, and that's BS and not true. So we got to give that grace to our men out there to have the healing that they need to have, and they're allowed to be sad. So, step number 4. The biggest word I want to say for step number 4 is when you feel peaceful. Like when you live your day-to-day life in peace. You're in a financial place where you feel peaceful. You are in an emotional place with yourself where you feel peaceful, spiritually peaceful. Then once you have finished that journey, you can come revisit those dreams. Now, sometimes when people go through their healing process, their dreams might have changed. And that's okay. Like, that's okay if your dreams have changed. Like, we all have heard like those stories of people who lose like 150 pounds and then they want to become a physical trainer and an influencer or whatnot. And that's like their journey, and that's their new dream now because of that big healing that went through their life of taking care of themselves physically. So that might happen to you, and that is okay. It is always okay if your dreams change. But sometimes there's some dreams that maybe didn't change. But now you're in a place of peace where you can actually implement the next step that we're about to go on. And that is, you go on to step number 5. You have to self-educate and learn about the process for that dream that you have. Now, sometimes these processes are very stipulated and regimented, and you have to go through a very strict, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 process for that to happen. And then there are other dreams that are not so clear cut, and that is okay. But no matter what, there are steps that you can take. So if you're looking towards a certain career path, what is the journey that specifically looks like? What are the requirements? Do you have to go to school? Do you have to go to trade school? What are the things that you have to do? And write them down. Write down step A, I need to get my bachelor's on this. I need to get my master's on this. I need to work at this type of internship. I need to, like, some things are really clear cut. And then there are other things such as finding the one, which is not really clear cut. However, there are steps that you can do for relationships. I have a lot of other videos where we talk about relationships that you can do on yourself to be in a place that you are prepared to love somebody. Because you could easily just sit there, write your checklist of what you want in a relationship and sit and wait and act like you deserve all those things. But if you're not in a place that you can proactively love somebody, then that's, y'all even done the first step. And step number 6 is you have to build a routine that fits your goals. Much easier said than done. This is just something that happens so often where someone will be like, oh yes, I want to meet the love of my life, but they're working 70 hours a week. They don't really have a social life because they're working so much, and they're perpetually exhausted and grumpy. They don't have a routine where they can even entertain anyone. If you have physical goals, you have to make the time and have the discipline to make those steps. Because you could do all this on paper like I just listed out, but the routine is what is going to help you in the long run. So, thanks guys for joining me on this crazy intentional living situation. I really appreciate it, that your time and attention, and that you support me. I'll give a shout out to all the people, all my subscribers and all my not subscribers who watch my videos. What is one dream, whether it's a really big dream or like a little bitty dream? What is one thing that you could see yourself breaking down into these steps? Let me know down in the comment section down below, and we can chit chat about that. All right, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in my next episode. Bye.